Hello everyone and welcome back to Outside Interference and episode number 30 of UPW Local to Global. It has been quite a while since we last talked. I think about 2 months since I last posted a video or did a live stream or anything. And can't really offer an explanation for that. I just got pretty burnt out, which happens from time to time. And I decided, or pretty randomly, that I wanted to post videos again, partially because of the TEW 2020 announcement, partially because Curb Stomp City came back, and I love his videos, obviously. He was a big inspiration me starting this channel in the first place, and I just kind of missed making videos for you guys, so I decided to come back. Now this video, the return of UPW, is a little bit different, not only because we're only going to have one show tonight, but also because I booked this 2 months ago and just never recorded it. So I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen on this show. I barely remember who the champions were, so we might as well check that. In case you forgot, and I can't blame you if you have, Hanson is still our heavyweight champion, Cody Hall is our Iron Man, tag team is Colby Carino and Flex Freeman, and women's champion is still Vanessa Craven, and Kairi Hojo, of course, left the company not too long ago. In terms of stables, we've got Chaos, which is of course Hall, Janela, and Dunn, LAX, which is Colon, Ortiz, Homicide, and Santana, and Next Wave, which is Carino, Freeman, and Lee. We still have that deal with ESPN, and our last show did get a 53. We are pretty dang close to our next event. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do for that, because I don't remember any of the storylines, but we'll probably figure it out, and hopefully we can get right back into the swing of things. Hopefully you guys are excited as well for UPW and the Academy to come back, because that will be coming back. We're going to be finishing off that series pretty quickly, and then hopefully starting the Academy Season 3, which is probably my most requested series of all time. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the show. So we have 4 pre-show matches on this fight night, and in the first of the 4, Tessa Blanchard defeated Leva Bates in 7:44 by pinfall. This got a 43 rating. Leva Bates seemed off her game, still got a 49 to Tessa Blanchard's 48. This was a pretty dang good match in front of 1,119 people, and I gotta say, to open up the pre-show, I'm not too mad at that. Next up, we have a slightly lesser match, Brent Tate getting a 31, Jason Kincaid a 44, where Jason Kincaid does in fact defeat the Tate brother in 13-10 by pinfall with a rating of 36 on the match. No worker improvements, we'll move on. In the second to last pre-show match, Penelope Ford defeated Britt Baker in 8:05 by submission, getting a 46 rating. Penelope Ford was really off her game, still managed a 42. Britt Baker got a 48 and improved in flying and performance, so Britt Baker is looking like she could challenge for the title sometime in the future. Obviously, she isn't garnering the same ratings that some of our main event women are, but she is getting close, and if she keeps improving, I can see her stepping into that role very soon. And last but not least, I have no idea what happened here, because I guess I just forgot to fill out the angle, but I'm assuming it is some kind of heated confrontation between Barbie Hayden and Penelope Ford after the match, considering that they did break up last week, if you don't remember that. 49 rating, very good way to end off the pre-show. And in the first main show match, Donovan Dijak defeated David Starr in 5:56 by pinfall following interference from Ryan O'Reilly. This got a 40. Dijak and Starr have pretty good chemistry, and it lifted the match. Dijak got a 38. Starr got a 40. No worker improvements, but these are 2 guys that should be in the main event in the near future, so hopefully we can start getting better performances out of them, although a 40 isn't anything to scoff at. Moving on, Starr and O'Reilly get into a heated confrontation after the match, but are pulled apart by security. On his way back up the ramp, O'Reilly grabs a microphone and says, "You know why you won't beat me at Redefine, Starr? It's not a lack of talent, it's a lack of drive. You're too busy making friends to win. You have no killer instinct, and that's gonna cost you against a guy like me, because the rise is killer instinct." This got a 60 rating based purely on Ryan O'Reilly's menace. And Ryan O'Reilly really calling out David Starr's lack of desire to win, pretty much just calling out babyfaces in general, and Ryan O'Reilly saying that as long as you play fair, and as long as you try to make friends around here, you're not going to make it anywhere in UPW. So going ahead and moving on to the next segment, a decent match. Jason Lee defeated Alex Colon and JT Dunn in 10-24 when Jason Lee defeated Alex Colon by pinfall with a fast roll-up. Alex Colon got a 36, JT Dunn got a 43, and Jason Lee got a 38 for a 39 rating. JT Dunn improving in performance. So not great, but I can't really blame them. This was really just to set up their three-way at Redefined, which I'm pretty sure is a thing. That's the only reason that I can see myself booking this match 2 months ago. But of course, I'm definitely going to have to go back and look at our show history to see if that's really where I was going with it. Hopefully I made some pre-bookings, because otherwise I might be a little bit screwed on the next event. But we're going to hope that I'm going to do just fine. In the next segment, Cody Hall barges into Steve Corino's office and says, "Steve, as the Iron Man champion, I'm a little bit concerned that I haven't been booked on Redefined yet. Your agenda against me is actively flushing your money down the drain." Corino says, "Well, Hall, I've been a little bit preoccupied cleaning up all the messes you made. But if it will get you off my back, we can have a #1 contendership match later tonight." This got a 44 rating and pretty much set up the #1 contendership for the Iron Man Championship, because I suppose I was ignoring it, which is something I tend to do every once in a while, just kind of forget about certain titles or storylines, especially when people are in stables. I just kind of forget about some people. Our roster is pretty overcrowded right now, to be fair, so it's pretty easy to make those mistakes, at least for me. 44 rating. Let's go ahead and move on. An extremely short match. Hansen defeated Angel Ortiz in 440 by pinfall. Hansen had a 55. Angel Ortiz had a 30 for a 37 rating. Not great. I'm just glad it wasn't our main event. Moving on, Hansen sends a message to Homicide by sending Ortiz through the announce desk after their match. Del Barrio says, "Homicide, take a good long look at your friend here. This is your fate. At Redefined, Hansen is going to destroy you, and by the end of the night, the only thing you'll be remembered as is a name on Hansen's list of victims." Hansen came across well, got a 41 on the segment, and that is a pretty good way to lead into our #1 contendership match, I believe. A decent match. Dalton Castle defeated Matt Morgan in 10-13 by submission. Morgan got a 44, Castle got a 49, and that led to a 47 rating. Pretty good. And in a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Tennille Dashwood defeated Davina Rose in 9:57 by pinfall after using a foreign object. Davina Rose had an in-ring performance of 64. Dashwood had a 58 for a 52 rating. I did expect a lot more. Unfortunately, Rose and Dashwood don't seem to click, which I think is pretty ridiculous considering the matches that they've had in the past, but I guess you can't really change the game. Which is something I hope to see in TEW 2020. Just being able to edit chemistry or build match chemistry like you can in tag teams. But we're only about halfway through the development of that game, so hopefully we can get a lot more good stuff announced over the coming year, because it is expected to come out sometime around winter of 2019, and you can best believe that I am ready for it. So moving on to the final segment of the night, Dashwood's celebration is interrupted by the women's champion, Vanessa Craven. Craven and Dashwood stare each other down as the announcers hype up their title match at Redefined. 55 rating, great way to end off the show. I can't imagine we're going to do too well on this show's rating, because we did have quite a few less than stellar matches. But leading into a pay-per-view, we still need to set up all the matches for that pay-per-view, and that sometimes leads to some less than stellar segments just out of necessity. But hopefully in the next episode we'll be able to do a lot better. And just remember, I booked this 2 months ago, but a 51, actually a little bit better than I expected. I guess those last two segments really helped us, increased our popularity in all 18 regions, and we are looking pretty good going into Redefined. But I want to thank you guys all for watching and coming back to this series after a little bit of a hiatus. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode in particular, because God knows it didn't take me a lot of time to do it, considering I'd already booked the show about 2 months ago. But regardless, if you did like the video, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Heat in my vein like vernacular. Cook up the beat with a spatula. Y'all are not ready for action. I'm smoking these rappers and feeling spectacular. Making it killing like massacre. Watch out, I'm whipping my wrist. Right on my city, been pissed, but I